Hey everyone, Dominator here from the Infectious Racing Club. Let's go over the SCG 003 S Car Riot. Shout out to Storm for this little trick, but at the start when we're on the platform, what you want to do here is be completely off the accelerator, and then once the car lands and finishes bouncing a little bit, so like give or take a second or two, then what we're going to do is go into orange nitro. What you'll notice is that if you are on the accelerator when the platform drops, you kind of hang in the air a little longer. So the idea here is to be off the accelerator so that the car flats out quickly to the ground so that then we can start accelerating. And that way we also get ahead of the AI. As you'll see here, there's my orange, so I'm plowing through ahead of the AI. Now I pick up this yellow nitro bottle and I'm going to start drifting. Because we're going downhill here, we're not losing any speed in our drifting, and I'm accumulating shockwave. Once I get it down here, go into shockwave, pick up the yellow bottle, and commence the barrel roll rotations. I turn off the nitro here once I reach my top airspeed, so that I can prepare myself for the S curve up ahead and be able to maintain top speed. So I'm going to aim for the blue bottle, pick it up, drift, and that way I'll go into shockwave once again, drift some more around each corner here without hitting any of the walls if possible, and then into shockwave. As you see here on these little sides that you can see a little bit of dirt popping up, they will slow you down if you do go over them outside of a nitro state. But when we're in shockwave, we're just plowing through this sections without any issues. I'm going to stay right, and I find this car is handling it a little bit tricky, so I'm trying to pull it back for the near miss off of that truck, but I couldn't get it there. Without losing too much speed, I was just tapping. So the 360s, picking up the blue bottle, and then the 360s again here. Now, if you can, if you're watching your nitro bar, I didn't get it on mine, although I tried a few times. Once you reach your top airspeed, to turn off the nitro so that you can then accumulate enough to go into shockwave either off of this jump or even a little bit before. I wasn't able to, so I can maintain orange nitro throughout. Here we're drifting without the accelerator on, just trying to pick up a few of the bottles if necessary and avoiding hitting the wall, as that will kind of put a small damper in our alignment for the jump. And then we'll go into shockwave on this jump. Remember, you want to stay a little bit lower, you don't want to go high on these jumps. Otherwise, particularly on this one here, if you go really high and you're going to land, near where the bridge is, the landing will be pretty harsh and you'll drop below 300 kilometers an hour. And then you'll need to use more of your nitro in order to get back up to top speed. So if you go in the middle of the ramp, good spot to be. The landing won't be as harsh and you'll maintain more speed. Here I turned off the nitro and then started to drift once I landed so that I avoid the cars. A little bit of shockwave just so that I can be at my top speed again. And I turned off the nitro in preparation for the drift here so that I would have shockwave for the ramp that I will be taking here on the left. Now, key trick or a key note on this ramp too is you don't want to hit the wall when going to this ramp, otherwise that will slow you down before you even start the barrel rolls, and that way you'll lose more speed, and then the shockwave will have to work more in order to get yourself back up to top speed. So that's why you want to have a nice smooth entry on that jump. Through here, just yellow, and you can perfectly, if you align yourself up with the dots, you can get both of these nitro bottles when you're passing by. I'm going to stay left. I'm not going to take any of these jumps because it won't let me align myself properly. I'm going to keep left here as well. I'm going to drift after I pick up the first blue bottle without the accelerator on, and I'm just kind of tapping my drifting around so that I don't go too tightly in, because I don't want to go on that snow patch, otherwise it will slow me down, and I don't want to go down either. I also don't necessarily want to hit this wall, although I could, and I'll be able to wall ride that nicely. I don't find that's particularly necessary. I'll go into shockwave around that corner so I can keep my speed, and once I'm perfectly and safely through, just go into yellow. Here I saved that blue nitro bottle so that I could actually use a little bit here on the jump without losing much speed. Upon landing, I'm going to drift a little bit without the accelerator on so that I stay off of that snow patch, otherwise that will slow you down. And I'm going to go into yellow, into blue, just because I'm not quite sure why I went into blue. I guess I thought I was going to be drifting, or sorry, going onto the snow patch, so I wanted to ensure that I didn't lose any speed. Here we're going to drop down, and then we're going to do 360s off this ramp here. And I'm on that ramp there at the bottom. I'm on the right hand side of the ramp so that I can swing from right to left. So when I land, I want to be a little bit closer to this barricade. And now I am drifting with the accelerator down, so that this is the hard drift, so that I don't drop down below. Now, once I see that I'm pretty much okay, I'm letting go of the drift, because if I keep holding on to it, I have the potential of dropping down because the car is still drifting, whereas if I remove the drift, the car will grip again. And then use what nitro I have to do orange and go across here. Now, I am going to go in between these cars, so I want to land nicely here with the barricade, drifting, and then I have enough for shockwave. The reason why I'm doing that is that I found that I would have to go, if I'm doing the barrel roll, I'd have to go pretty far right and then start bringing it back left, so that when I drift around the corner, I don't hit the trucks on the right hand side. I found that the likelihood, because of this car and its drifting, is rather high for hitting that. So I prefer going on the inside instead, and then having that nitro to plow through whatever I need. Up to top speed, into yellow, across the finish line. For 146, 331. 10th looks really nice, but I know that it's super early. We are only 9 o'clock or 9:40 in the morning here, so I don't expect that to stay that high, but no doubt that will be good for top 10% or top 5%. Just checking who's ahead. Makin, usually one of the best players, and I'm usually a good 2-3 seconds behind him, and that usually puts me in a good position. So I feel like this will be just fine for this event, no problem. So good luck to all of you racers, and I will see you in the top 5%.